Hello friends, welcome to my channel Excellent Coaching. Today we are going to talk about evolution of psychology. Psychology as a modern scientific discipline came into being when the first experimental lab was set up in Leipzig, that was in 1879, when Wilhelm Wundt actually set up the lab, which gave the subject a proper status of a scientific discipline. And Willem were actually interested in studying the conscious experiences of people. So he wanted to analyze the basic building blocks of the mind and how people experience certain things. So to know these conscious experiences, he used a technique which is known as introspection. So this technique, introspection, involves asking people. So he used to call the participants for the study and he used to ask them about their psychological, mental processes or their experiences. And by asking them directly, he wanted to know how their mental processes and how their specific experiences are forming the structure of their mind, which was actually later rejected because this particular approach was not considered very scientific. Researchers used to question that asking people is not very maybe we can say it is very subjective. We cannot rely on what people say. These cannot be verified. People can change their statements from time to time. So this technique of introspection was later rejected. So the main aim of Willem was to know the structure of the mind. That is why this particular approach is known as structuralism. He wanted to find out the building blocks that is making our mind through the experiences or through the mental processes, and he used to ask them, and this process was known as introspection. Now later when it was rejected, being not very scientific, another approach came which is known as functionalism. And this functionalism approach was actually brought about by William James. He was an American psychologist who had also set up a psychological lab in Cambridge, Massachusetts, soon after setting up this lab of Leipzig. So when William James came, he believed that instead of focusing on the structure of mind, we should not focus on the structure. Instead, we should focus on the functions of the mind. That is why the name functionalism. So to know the functioning of the mind and to know how people actually behave to deal with their environment. So he was focused on the process that actually helped people to adapt to their environment, and that is how he thought that maybe by watching people behaving and maybe by studying the way they adapt to their environment, we can automatically understand how the mind functions. This was also actually supported by a very famous educational thinker called John Dewey, who also effectively wanted to seek that how the people actually adapt to their environment. So this technique of adaptation came to be known as functionalism, and where they focused on the to study the functions of mind rather than the structure of mind. After that, Gestaltism also came, maybe early 20th century, and this gestalt word which we use, this gestaltism has come from a word gestalt, which is a German word which literally means whole. So whole, it is why whole, because they are trying to say here that whatever we perceive, whatever the experiences we are talking about, maybe perceptual experiences, we are actually experiencing everything in a holistic way. So Gestalt psychology, which was supported by Wertheimer, Kohler and Kafka, there were various people involved. These are the main proponents. So they focused on the organization of perceptual experiences. So they thought that instead of looking in the on the components of mind, which was talked about in functionalism, instead of looking at the components, we should actually focus on the perceptual experiences of people. So perception was the keyword here. They were interested in the perceptual experiences, perception, different types of perception we have, and how we actually behave in response to those perceptual experiences. So they try to explain that everything we experience through perception or perceptual experiences, everything is very holistic, and we never actually see things at maybe divided, maybe in a divided form. Instead we see everything in a whole combined form. So giving an example, maybe if I tell you that if you see a book in front of you, how will you describe that book? You will tell me that it is a book, but you will not say that there is a collection of papers which is bounded from the side and it has written printed pages inside. You will not talk like that about a book. So you are going to see it as a whole, a book, and you will going to describe it like that only. That is why Gestalt says whatever we experience is not divided into elements, which was earlier talked about. So our mind, maybe we should not look at the different divided components of the mind. Instead we should look everything as a holistic. Then after that, in around 1924 came behaviorism, which was very much supported by different people like John Watson. Even Pavlov and Skinner had done various studies on the concept of behaviorism. So behaviorists, they argued that something which cannot be seen and which cannot be observed, we cannot call it scientific, and we cannot actually study that particular subject matter in psychology. So their idea was to focus on something which is verifiable, which is observable, like behavior. That is why the term behaviorism came, because they wanted to focus on the behavior rather than the functions of the mind or structure of the mind or maybe perceptual experiences. Their focus was to see how we behave, maybe how we respond to a particular stimuli. That is how they used to describe the behavior, that behavior is nothing but a response to a stimuli. So they defined psychology as the study of behavior or responses which can be easily measured and easily studied. That is why they called it a very scientific technique, and they altogether rejected the idea of structuralism, functionalism, and gestaltism, because that was not very observable or measurable things that were talking about earlier. So this was how psychology actually evolved through different perspectives. There are much more than that which you will see here. More important approaches which are there in psychology, like what we have already talked about is structuralism, which came first. Important contributors are also given here. So these were the important contributors of structuralism. Then came functionalism. Then psychodynamism was actually it was proposed by Sigmund Freud, who thought that our behavior is manifestation of our unconscious thoughts and desires. So this we will actually study in detail later. After that, behaviorism came, which I told you about. Then came cognitivism, which focused on the mental processes more than anything else. And then social and cultural structures, where they talked about the social and cultural context related to the behavior of people. So these are some important approaches, out of which we are going to discuss, which are covered in your syllabus. Thanks for watching.